I'm sure when people think about their parents, they think about the times they spent with them, the activities that they've done with them, how they've came to their school plays and supported them. And I'm sure when people think about their grandmothers, they think of an elderly woman who, even though their parents won't let them do certain things or eat certain things, when they go to grandma's house, they know that they can do and eat anything they want. This is the case of a woman who did not treat her grandchildren like her grandchildren, and this is the price they paid. If you want to know more about this case, please continue watching.
You are watching Roll a Mile in My Shoes TV.
The three individuals you see on your screen, which is in the middle, Megan Smith, the girlfriend to Franklin Varney, and the mother, Ella Webb, is the grandmother to these children. Now, what makes these individuals so bad here, because I feel like they're three of the worst individuals on the planet for what they did to these children. So, as it is known, the two parents, Megan Smith and Franklin Varney, are still on the run while the grandmother, Ella Webb, is in custody. And this is because the authorities did an investigation after a sexual assault, and this led authorities to a child who was allegedly found in a cage and another child who was holding a meth pipe. Now, I'm not sure what kind of parents and grandparents these were, but when I think about grandparents and parents, I don't think about people who put their children in cages and the other, and leave their children around, their grandchildren around drugs such as meth pipes and all types of things. But the parents are on the run. As of Sunday, September 18th, authorities executed a search warrant at a home on Bear Run Road. The sheriff's office said the home was in deplorable conditions. So when these police officers and sheriffs went into this house, there's no telling what they saw or what they found, which is a shame, because how is it that you can leave your children and your grandchildren in conditions like this, knowing that, this could make them sick or even kill them, because, it takes a lot to manufacture meth or even just to use it. And I can only imagine that the problems that these children, like health problems that these children are going to be facing because of not only the conditions that they lived in, but because of the drugs that they were around. And it is said that inside this apartment, authorities found a 3-year-old child locked in a cage, which was secured with zip ties. The cage was allegedly filled with a cup of spoiled milk, different bugs, and soiled bedding. So this means that these scumbags left these children, one which was in a cage, with spoiled milk to drink, um, with bugs in it. And then they left them with sheets or blankets or what have you to sleep on. So basically, these children were treated like animals. Really, I can't even say they were treated like animals, because animals are treated better than this, when their owners actually care about them. But according to the sheriff's office, a 2-year-old child was discovered in the home walking around with a methamphetamine pipe. Because of sexual assault, because the assault investigation, parents Franklin Varney, 38, and Megan Smith, 25, reportedly fled the home. The children's grandmother, Ella Webb, 61 years old, has custody of the juveniles, the sheriff's office said. So these idiots decided, because of the conditions of the home, they didn't want to stay there, and they fled. Because when the police got word of this sexual assault, they did an investigation. So the parents left the children in the custody of the grandmother, 61 years old, which is no better, because these children were left in these conditions, and one was seen walking around with a meth pipe. Come on, like, the grandmother didn't at least care enough about the kids to try to at least clean up. But this shows you what kind of people should and should not have children, and should not have contact with their grandchildren. Webb was reportedly arrested and charged with endangering children, a third-degree felony, and she was booked into the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. She should have been taken straight to jail, in my opinion, but I guess things are different in each county. The children were reportedly placed into emergency foster care, and I hope that they are placed into a good foster care home, like, where they can actually eat and be taken care of, and not have to live in the squalor that they were living in. Hawkins Sheriff's Office Sheriff Deputy Caleb J. Mortiz said, "I very, very strongly encourage Mr. Varney and Mrs. Smith to immediately surrender themselves to law enforcement. If they choose to run from their responsibilities as they did tonight, the Hawkins Sheriff's Office will tirelessly leverage every local, state sheriff's, and federal resource available to bring these two to justice." And I agree with this, because these two need to answer to their actions and face the consequences of their actions, because there is no reason these children should be left in cages like animals and walking around holding a meth pipe. What kind of sick pieces of scum are you? And I'm not going to say as their parents, as the people who brought them into this world, because you have to be sick and demented to leave your children in these conditions. That is why I believe some people should not have children, because they don't know how to take care of them. I understand that, people have, drug problems, and, it probably, I consider it to be a disease. And I feel like they shouldn't have children, because clearly they can't take care of the children that they have. So hopefully they don't have any more. But after they're caught, I doubt they'll have any more children. So I hope these two are caught and brought to justice and answer for their actions, because this is wrong on so many levels. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of ill will I have towards these individuals because of what they did to their children and how they left their children in these conditions. But if you guys like this story, please don't forget to leave me a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.